Madam, Madam,
Yes.
it was yesterday
Huh?
the Union Cabinet
Yes.
approved the Constitution amendment for the 10% quota for the poor on the basis of the
क्या हो गया? घड़ी अरे मेरे हाथ में घड़ी है, चिंता मत करो। वो घड़ी बंद हो गई तो चर्चा करते रहो, उतने ही बजे समझ। यस। मेरा समय तो चल रहा है ना, चिंता मत करो। मेरा समय। बोलिए बोलिए बोलिए। यस।
Madam,
यस यस।
मैडम चर्चा शुरू करिए।
प्लीज आप शुरू करिए।
Madam,
ये क्या हो रहा है? छोटी छोटी बातों में मजाक, थोड़ी चाय पी के आना, ऐसा हो गया है क्या?
yes, ma'am.
बोलिए
Madam.
बोलिए, आप बोलिए।
It was yesterday the Union Cabinet approved the Constitution Amendment Bill
Yeah.
which provides 10% quota for the poor on the economic basis. And today, this House is discussing this bill within 48 hours. Madam, this is an important legislation which has lot of importance and lot of influence on our economic and social system. I think the government is very hasty, and any hasty decision, Madam, will end in a mess. Now, many of the national newspapers have clearly said, even some of the newspapers had their lead on this particular issue, that reservation for poor upper caste is likely to end up as a pre-poll jumla. This is from Times of India. Jumla. It's a jumla. So it should have been discussed in the what we understand in the Business Advisory Committee.
वो जुमला नहीं रहे, इसलिए हम सब मिल के पास कर रहे हैं।
Madam, this
हम
became a
सभी के
tamasha.
विश्वास, सभी के
It's an
लिए।
important legislation.
Yes.
It should not become a tamasha. Because there is already a 50% reservation for the SC, ST and the backward community. And we have seen that in 1991, when P.V. Narasimha Rao government brought a reservation on the basis of economic criteria, then the Supreme Court intervened and it was curtailed. So there is a legal issue on this. And Madam, this is a constitutional amendment. Today, in a hurry, and when many of the members are away, because this is the last day of this winter session, this is brought in a hurry. Okay, government can pass it, they have got the majority, but there won't be any fruitful discussion. Second is, Madam, now it has go to the states, so that at least 50% of the states have to approve. And this government has got a short period of another 3 months. So within this short period of 3 months, this bill has to be passed here with 2/3 majority. Then 50% of states have to approve. Where we are. What is the sincerity of the government? Why this question is being raised? We have seen demonetization. I am not repeating what the Prime Minister said in this House. What Prime Minister said, he said this is for the economic welfare of the people. Then this so many issues he has raised. But what has happened now? Where are we? Then came the reforms in taxation. How many amendments have been made, madam? So similarly, this government is taking each step, which from one mistake to another they are following. Now, in this particular case, we know that legal lacuna, because previously during the Narasimha government, the same attempt has been made, but it was stopped by the court of law. Madam, then in this legislation it is said, whether aided or unaided by the state, education institutions, aided or unaided by the state. Madam, for the 50% reservation, for the SC, STs and backward communities, it is only aided, not the unaided institution. How can you do that? If you are not giving reservation to the students of the SC, ST and backward communities, so the 50% reservation in unaided institutions, you cannot do that. How are you going to give this reservation to the students in the unaided school? Government has to go. That is what I think. This legislation has been made in a haste. Second, the employment. So the question people ask, where is the employment? This government promised that 2 crores of employment will be provided every year. This is the 5th year. Then how many 10 crores? Is there 10 crores employment generated? Sir, unemployment rate is around 3.53 in 2017, as against 3.41 when UPA left office in 2014. Unemployment rate is reported to be at its 27-month high, at 7.38 as of December 2018. According to the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, CMIE, nearly 83% of the job losses were seen in rural India, which accounts for 2/3 of India's population. Women's share of job lost in 2018 was 65 lakhs in rural and 24 lakhs in urban India. So where are you going to give employment? So on one side, there is a legal lacuna. Second, where is the employment? You have not generated any employment. So why you are bringing this legislation without further discussions? Madam, and what is the criteria? Criteria as we've seen today in the newspapers. Those people whose annual income is 8 lakh. 8 lakh means, madam, 63,000 rupees per month. Is it a small amount? Anybody who is getting 63,000 rupees per month is eligible in this criteria. Agricultural land below 5 acres. Possessing residential home below 1,000 square feet. Many of the MPs, we have got only 1,000 square feet flats. So they are the people who come under this criteria. So in the food security bill, you should remember, we have got AAY, Anna Yojana, Anti Yojana, the poorest of the poor, we are protecting them. Then priority sector, we are protecting them. So, but here, almost people who are affluent has been brought into this. What is the aim? Is it the purpose of the government is the coming election? Okay, this government has lost in 3 state elections recently. These are all political events that has taken place, but the solution is not this. So what we could understand, without properly doing the homework, looking at the election manifesto, government is trying to bring even the parliament under pressure. So this, madam, you are the custodian of the parliament. You understand where we are now. We saw this bill only today. We didn't have the time even to go through the entire points in the bill. So, madam, this is something you are butchering Indian democracy. You are butchering Indian democracy. Madam, you are the custodian of this democracy. You should not allow this, because tomorrow the history we have to say something about our in our parliament. A period where you have chaired, and here you find a government who has got least respect for the parliament. They passed the bill in the cabinet without any discussion in the PPC, and then you bring to the parliament today, and you have at the last moment, madam, almost this is the last hours of this parliament. Next parliament is on the accounts, interim budget. So this is almost the last discussion where, and on important issue, social issue. I am not against this bill. The concept of the bill we support. Economically backward people have to get it. We are nothing against it. We are for that. We have been always, in my state in Kerala, we have tried to bring this economically backward people also in the mainstream. But the way you are doing it, your sincerity being questioned. So my request is, please send it to the JPC. Don't take a hasty decision. Send it to the JPC. That you send it. Why are you in a hurry? Why are you jumping on issues? So send it to the JPC. Take adequate time. When we meet the next after 1 month, we'll consider about this. This is my request.
Thank you. Arun Jaitley ji want to